Hey students, today we are doing paper 2 of May-June from the year 2024. And we have done the previous questions in my previous videos. So you can go through those videos, you can watch those videos for the previous questions. And now we are starting with question number 31 in this video. So it covers question number 31 to 40. Let's start. Question 31, iron rusts, but aluminium does not easily corrode. It does not corrode. Aluminium does not corrode. Iron rust. This statement explains why aluminium does not easily corrode. Aluminium is an alloy. It is below iron. No, aluminium is above iron in the reactivity series. And aluminium is also not an alloy. It's a transition element? No. Aluminium is not a transition element. Its surface is protected by an oxide layer. This one is correct because aluminium forms an oxide layer of aluminium oxide, which is completely unreactive. So it forms a shield around aluminium and makes it anti-rust. Next question is, which chemicals can be used as fertilizers to provide the 3 essential elements needed for the improved plant growth? So which chemical can be used as fertilizer? Now, we have to choose those fertilizers which contains the 3 essential elements needed for plant growth. And the 3 essential elements are N, P, K, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So we have to see the combination of the compounds here which contain nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium all. So here, if we see option B, it has nitrogen, it has phosphorus, and it has potassium also. So option B is correct, and it contains all the essential elements which are needed for plant growth. All the 3 elements. Question number 33. What is the color change when water is added to anhydrous cobalt chloride? No, when the water is added to anhydrous cobalt chloride, we have to see that what is the original color of cobalt chloride. Now, cobalt chloride is originally blue in color. And when the water is added, the blue color changes into pink because cobalt chloride, its hydrated crystals are pink in color. And anhydrous cobalt chloride is blue. So the answer, it changes from blue to pink. How do carbon dioxide and methane cause global warming? Now, these two are greenhouse gases, which causes global warming. How do they cause global warming? Which statement is correct? They emit the thermal energy they have absorbed back to the earth. Means this is the earth. And here we have the greenhouse gases. Now, the greenhouse gases are present around the earth, and the radiations, these gases, they absorb the radiation, they absorb some of the radiations, and they reflect most of the radiations back to the earth. They emit the radiation, they emit the thermal energy back to the earth. So they cause the global warming in that case. So option A is correct because they absorb the radiation directly from the sun. This is also wrong. The cause of the global warming is that they emit radiation, they throw the radiations back on the earth. They increase the thermal energy, loss to space, they reduce reflection of thermal energy. No, they emit the thermal energy they have absorbed back to the earth. This one is correct. Question number 35. 4 statements about photosynthesis are listed. Which statement is correct? Which statements are correct? 4 statements are listed. Chlorophyll is required for photosynthesis. We all know that this is correct. Chlorophyll is needed for photosynthesis. The equation for photosynthesis is C6H12O6 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O. This is wrong because photosynthesis equation is exactly opposite to this. This is the equation of respiration, not photosynthesis. Then The photosynthesis requires energy from light. It requires energy from light? Yes. Photosynthesis releases carbon dioxide. This one is wrong because photosynthesis releases oxygen gas. So the option A is correct. Statements 1 and 3. Okay. Question number 36. Which molecules are structural isomers of each other? Now, for the structural isomers, number 1, if we see, number 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon chain, and on 2 carbon, there is 1 methyl group attached. This is a branch. 1 methyl is attached. And we have 4 carbon chain, means we have butane. If we see the second structure, it has 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 carbon, it is butene. And on carbon number 2, there is methyl group attached. We can easily see that these two are not isomers of each other because isomers have same molecular formula. We have same molecular formula. Number 3, we can see in number 3, we have 1, 2, and 3. We have 3 chain, and then we have 1, 2 methyl groups are attached. Total we have 5 carbon. Here in number 1 also, we have total 5 carbon, 1 butane and 1 methyl. So there are total of 5 carbon. And here also there are total of 5 carbons. In question number 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 carbon chain, which is pentene with 1 methyl group over here, means total carbons will be 6. So this makes 1 and 3 the isomers of each other because they are total 5 carbons in both of them. 1 and 3. Question number 37. Which statement about the reaction of ethene with steam are correct? Now, the reaction of ethene with steam gives us alcohol. It gives us ethanol. This catalytic addition. The product has a higher molecular mass than ethane. If we see the molecular mass, then ethene is C2H4. And ethanol is C2H5OH. So it can be true because here we have 4 hydrogens, but here we have total 6 hydrogens and 1 oxygen also. So the product has more molecular mass. The product reacts with aqueous bromine, means alcohol react with aqueous bromine. No, the product doesn't react with aqueous bromine. The number of electrons shared between carbon atoms decreases. The number of electrons shared between the carbon atom decreases. Yes, this is correct. Between the carbon atoms, because here the carbon is joined, the 2 carbons are joined with the double bond between each other. And here in C2, the carbon is joined by the single bond. So that is why the number of electrons shared between the carbon atoms decreases. The reaction produces an alcohol and hydrogen. Alcohol is produced but not hydrogen because as this reaction is an addition reaction, and in addition reaction, there is no byproduct. There is just main one product is formed in addition reaction. So this means that option B is correct. Statement 1 and 3 are correct. Methane, question number 38. Methane and chlorine react to form chloromethane. Okay. This is methane, means alkane is reacting with chlorine, not alkene. So this is not addition reaction. Addition reaction is shown by alkenes, as we did in the previous question. The alkenes show addition reaction. Alkanes show substitution reaction. So the correct option will be A or B. And in substitution reaction, when the chlorine is added and chloromethane or chloroethane is formed, then the reaction condition will be ultraviolet light. We need the ultraviolet light to carry out this reaction. This reaction is called photochemical reaction, which needs sunlight for its proper functioning, for the activation energy. Now we have question number 39. Parts of the structure of two different polymers X and Y are shown. These are two different polymers. Which row about the monomers and the linkages between the monomers in polymers X and Y is correct? Now, it means the monomers in X and Y, are they different or same? And are the linkages same or different? If we see in polymer X, on both sides of the alkyl group, we have carboxylic acid attached, so it means it is diacid. And on the next monomer is diamine, because it contains NH bond on both sides. It is diamine. So it means here, for the X, the monomers are diacid and diamine. But in Y, we have the monomers which have two different functional groups on both sides of the alkyl group. Alkyl group means, alkyl group is this box. So on both sides of the box, we have two different functional groups. It means that here we have amino acids as their monomers, as the monomers of the polymer. Why? Because it has acidic group and amino group on both sides. So the monomers in X and Y are different, but the linkages are the same. The linkage in X are same as linkage Y. They both have C double bond O N H. This linkage is present in both of them. As you can see, here also we have CONH linkage, and here also we have NHCO linkage. The linkage is the same in both of them, and this linkage is called amide link. This is called amide link or amide linkage. So the answer is B. Now we have last question. Substance Q is tested using paper chromatography. The resulting chromatogram is shown. As you can see, the baseline and the solvent front, and there are two spots. Which statement is correct? Now, which statement is correct? Q is a pure substance. It's not a pure substance because we can clearly see that it is giving us two spots. So it's a mixture. Q is a mixture of at least two different substances. This is correct. Q is a compound of two elements. No, it's not a compound because chromatography is done on the mixture, not the compound. And the RF value of the lower spot is 0.25. You can calculate it on the paper. The lower spot, the distance of the lower spot and the distance of the solvent front. You can find out the RF value as distance traveled by the spot divided by distance traveled by the solvent front. And when you calculate it, the answer is not coming 0.25. So the answer C is correct, that Q is a mixture of at least two different substances. And here you can see that there are two different spots on the chromatogram. So this was the paper. And I have done the rest of the questions, the previous questions on my previous videos. So you can go through the previous videos to go through all of the questions and understand them. And if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Without waiting, I'll reply and give you the answer as soon as possible.